A young archivist named Leo receives an unexpected inheritance from a long-forgotten uncle, an old mansion called Villa of Silence, located in a remote foothill. The house had been locked up for the last 40 years following a terrible tragedy. In 1982, its owner, a renowned surgeon named Arthur Langdon, in a fit of madness, walled up his wife and 2 children in the basement and then vanished. Locals whispered that the house had driven him to it, that something lived within the walls. Leo, a skeptic and a rationalist, decides to spend a week in the house to sort through his uncle's archives and sell the estate. He is joined by his girlfriend, Anna, a psychologist, and his best friend, Mike, a cameraman, to film material for a documentary about cursed places. The villa greets them with a heavy, oppressive silence. The air smells of dust, old paper, and something sweetly putrid. The children's room remains as it was left. Toys on the beds, children's drawings on the walls. One drawing depicts a family, a mother, father, 2 children, and behind them, tall black figures with overly long arms. Cheerful place, Mike scoffs, adjusting his camera. Perfect set for a horror film. Anna, more sensitive, immediately feels the oppressive atmosphere. Leo, something's wrong here. I feel pain, a lot of pain. That night, Leo wakes to sounds. Quiet children's laughter comes from the hallway. He steps out, but no one is there. Returning, he notices that one of the children's drawings, which he distinctly remembers being clean, is now covered in red scribbles, as if drawn with lipstick or blood. The next morning, they discover a locked door to the basement. There is no key. Mike, an avid lockpicker, manages to open it in half an hour. The staircase to the basement is clogged with old junk. Forcing their way inside, they find the very room where Langdon's wife and children were said to have been walled up. The wall is bricked up, but right in the center of the masonry, there is a gaping hole that, according to police archive photos, wasn't there before. It looks as if someone was trying to break out from the inside. That's when they hear them for the first time. Whispers, faint, barely audible, coming from behind the bricked-up wall. Let us out. It's too dark. Daddy, we're scared. Anna is horrified. Mike, initially a skeptic, is now pale. His sensitive microphone picked up these voices on the recording. The tragedy begins to come alive. The house activates at dusk. Invisible footsteps run through the corridors. Doors slam shut by themselves. Crying is heard in the nursery at night. Leo finds his uncle's diary in the study. The final entries are incoherent, full of paranoia. The walls are whisper. They say I must preserve them forever, cleanse them from the sin of this world. They don't understand that I'm saving them. Anna, trying to apply her professional knowledge, concludes that Langdon wasn't simply insane. Something was influencing him, something that lives in the house and feeds on suffering. On the evening of the second day, Mike, left alone in the living room for night filming, sees through his camera's viewfinder the figure of a little girl in a white dress. She stands at the end of the hallway and waves at him, inviting him to follow. When he lowers the camera, in reality, there is no one. But he is found an hour later in the basement, in a complete stupor. He mutters the same thing. They're in the walls. They're everywhere. That night, the real nightmare begins. The power goes out. The house fills with voices. Now they don't just come from the basement, but from everywhere. The walls literally whisper, murmuring curses, fragments of that terrible night. Please. Mike, completely broken, screams, "I'll let you out." He grabs a crowbar and runs to the basement to break down the wall. Leo and Anna run after him. In the basement, they witness a horrifying scene. Mike is savagely pounding the masonry with the crowbar. With each blow, a foul, icy wind bursts from the hole, and the whispering turns into a screech. "Stop," Leo yells, but it's too late. Mike knocks out several bricks. From the darkness behind the wall, Long, pitch-black shadows erupt. They envelop Mike. His scream is cut short as the shadows drag his body into the hole. The sound of breaking bones and a terrifying, wet chewing is heard. Then, silence. The bricked-up wall is intact again, as if nothing happened. Only fresh bloodstains on the bricks remain. Leo and Anna, in a panic, try to leave the house, but it won't let them. The doors won't open. The windows are now barred with grates that weren't there before. They understand. The house has chosen them, just as it once chose Langdon. The voices become more insistent. Now they speak to Leo, calling him son, successor. His uncle's diary wasn't the ramblings of a madman, but an instruction manual. The entities in the walls aren't the ghosts of his family. They are something ancient and hungry that he tried to appease by sacrificing his dearest people. But now new sacrifices are required. Anna finds an old book on the occult. She realizes the house is a portal, and the bricked-up room is an altar. The entities crave to break free, and for that they need fresh blood, the blood of Langdon's relative. In the final scene cornered in the study, they see outlines beginning to emerge from the walls. The shadows take the form of Arthur Langdon. He looks at Leo with empty eye sockets and whispers, "Seal her, brick her up. It is your duty, our blood, our obligation to keep them contained." Leo, under the pressure of terror and obsession, turns to Anna with a hammer in his hand. In his eyes is the same madness that possessed his uncle. A month later, prompted by a missing persons report from Anna's colleagues, the police open the Villa of Silence. The house is empty. Neither Leo, nor Anna, nor Mike are found. In the basement, they discover a fresh, neatly laid brick wall in that very spot. On the desk in the study lies Arthur Langdon's open diary, and next to it, a new, blank notebook. On the first page, written in fresh ink, is Chapter 2, Leo Langdon, the beginning of a new era of silence. And in the nearby town, a new legend begins to be told, about a house that demands sacrifices, and about a new keeper who now whispers from within the walls, begging passers-by to enter and stay forever.